Hello everybody, this is Eric from the Kenvic Training, and I'm here to teach the Accounting QuickBooks, the Enrolled Agent, and Certified Bookkeepers class. And today we're going to be talking about the Certified Bookkeeper Program. So the first question comes up is that what is the Certified Bookkeeper Program? The Certified Bookkeeper Program is developed by the AIPB, which stands for the American Institute of the Professional Bookkeepers. And the program here is going to help the students to establish the foundation and basic understanding about the accounting knowledge and be prepared for the accounting entry-level jobs. And by finishing the program, the students need to have the ability to demonstrate their understanding the accounting concepts and to be prepared and to get ready for the accounting daily jobs or daily tasks. Okay, so now let's talk about the exam structure. So the Certified Bookkeeper exam basically are divided into two parts. The part one is the computer-based exam, and the part two is the open book exam. And for now, let's talk about the computer-based exam first. The computer-based exam are also divided into two tests, and within each test there are two topics. So for the test number one, we will be covering the accounting adjusting entries, the general knowledge about the financials and the trial balances, and also we need to talk about the bank reconciliation and the accounting errors. And these are the very practical knowledge that you see them a lot on the job requirements. So the test two will be covering another two topics. The topic number one, which is the depreciation. And here in the class, we will be focused on the differences. We'll be talking about the differences between the financial depreciation versus the tax depreciation. And under different scenario, and you apply different rules. So other than the depreciation, we also have the payrolls. And nowadays, we see more and more companies are asking the candidates to be prepared for doing the payroll related job. And within our class, we will be covering the payroll forms, the payroll returns, and the payroll process, how to calculate the payroll numbers, which to get students to be ready for the upcoming payroll related task. So that's pretty much the structure for the exam part one. And the part two, the open book exam, are really, well, comparing with the closed book exam, the open book exam are kind of easier. They lowered the standard for that because you can get access to the exam anytime, anywhere. It's more convenient. So the part two exam are also divided into two tests. But remember, this is the open book test. The test one is all about inventory. Here, when we speak of the inventory, we're talking about the merchandise inventory versus the manufacturing inventory, because they ignored the manufacturing inventory, which there are a lot of the calculation gets involved. Speaking of the cost accumulation, but here the problems and topics are simplified. So the test two of the part two exam is the accounting ethics, which is very straightforward. It's pure reading as long as you finish reading the textbook, and then you'll be fine. So in the end, we'll be talking about the exam path, or the path towards the certification. So after the students schedule the closed book exam or the computer-based exam at the Prometrics and passed two tests separately, and then the students need to complete the open book exam and mail the exam to the AIPB. And then after the students finish that, and then the students has 2 years to complete the work requirement and the continuing education criteria to actually be certified as a certified bookkeeper. So also, I hear a lot of students asking me about the differences between the accounting QuickBooks class and the certified bookkeeper class. And here I want to clarify that a little bit, because when we're speaking of the accounting QuickBooks, it's really we're using a tool. It's like, how do we use the tool to accomplish the job or the task? The QuickBooks is learning the QuickBooks is nothing more than learning how to use a software. But behind the software, behind the scene, we need to know how the accounting rules being applied, and sometimes there are a lot of the tasks, analytical tasks, or some of those complicated accounting journal entries or adjusting entries that need to be done independently or need to be done with accounting background. So that is why essentially we are applying the accounting knowledge by using the QuickBooks. So there is a sequence, which means the accounting knowledge comes first and the QuickBooks comes later. So I hope you guys understand the differences between the two classes. So the class schedule here at the Kenvic training. The entire course or the program will be divided into the 6 sessions, which is almost 100% consistent with the exam schedule or the exam topics. The only difference is that the session number 1 will be talking about the accounting fundamental knowledges to bring everybody up on the same page, and then we'll be moving on to the courses. And during the courses, we will be using the PowerPoints to explain the key points and topics, and those underlined in the textbook. And also, we'll be doing a lot of the in-class simulation and go through all the examples and questions for the students to be familiar with the textbook, and so that they can study on their own after the class. Okay, so as long as me and all of you guys, we work together, we stick together, we're all on the same page, you guys be prepared for the class, and then you should be good to go. Okay, so in the end, we'll be briefly discussing the passing rate of the exam. So for the open book exam, the passing rate is 70%, which is not quite hard to get, because you can always schedule your own time in your own comfortable zone, and whenever you're ready to take the exam, then you go for it. But for the closed book exam or the computer-based exam, the passing rate is slightly higher, which is 75%. But from the past 2 years' experience for teaching these courses, I don't think any students really have a problem for passing the exam, as long as you really devote yourself for that. Okay, so that's about what I need to say for today, and thank you guys for watching the video. So other than we offer a lot of courses other than the Certified Bookkeepers, so I will see you guys in the classroom.